Oh my, does it sound like we've been begging people to come? You know what? If you like, don't come, it's fine. But if you want to, it's okay too.
People who do runs don't consider themselves sex workers. But you are sex workers. You are prostitutes. Own it.
You and Tiwa publicly, like had a falling out, but what was the actual genesis of that? Welcome back to another riveting episode of the Off-Air Show with
Bemi.
And I'm Tools. Hola. All right, so we have got a jam-packed and super fun episode.
Absolutely.
For you guys today, right?
Yes, we do.
And let's get straight into it.
Let's talk about
Hot tea, small shade.
Yes.
Oh, but first, a big shout out to Jay's Diner.
Shout out to Jay's Diner. Woo!
For keeping
if you don't clap, no food. Don't clap, no food.
I'm so hungry. Like, if you listen carefully, you can hear my belly just going.
That's why I remember.
Seriously.
Okay.
Anyways, so big shout out to them for keeping our bellies nice and full. And let us get into hot tea, small shade. Okay, so as well as keeping our bellies full, we also need to keep our throats lubricated. Thank you, Gordon.
Cheers.
This is nice. And they've got, they've got sprinkles. Okay, let's get into it.
God, I beg. Okay, let's get into hot tea. Small shade. Akon, Uncle Akon, is facing a major personal change. Apparently, there's a lady, one of the wives.
Sorry, pause.
What?
I'll give you 500,000 right now if you can give me his full name.
Atumbum tumbum boom boom boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Sorry.
If a white person did that,
But it's our uncle now. It's our uncle.
Hey, come boom, 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 boom.
Anywho.
You forgot to add.
You are not nice. What is that? You are just not. You are terrible. Our fellow West African uncle, we apologize. We're just playing. Anywho, Apparently he's going through something interesting. There's a lady called Tamika Thiam, and she has filed for divorce. Apparently they've been married for nearly 30 years. First of all, how old is he?
Number what?
Mioma, probably number 1.
How many wives does Akon have? Just 4? I thought they were like 8.
Google says 3.
Oh, okay.
So, anywho...
But she stresses that she's the only one that's legally married to him.
So the rest of them, they just did traditional. Okay.
And doesn't he roll with all of them? Like, sometimes you see them all together.
He was in Nigeria last year with one of them. She even did the interview. They called me for interview for this show. Well, unfortunately, we're not in production. So I referred them to the beat.
What? To talk about what?
She's an artist.
What kind of artist?
Music artist. I don't know, but they said the first voice said, she's a new artist, she's Akon's wife, but she's a singer, but she's Akon's wife. I was like, that's wonderful for her. I'm very happy, but unfortunately, Off-Air is not in production at the moment. But let me hook you up with somebody at the beat. I think they went there.
Okay.
Yeah.
God bless everybody. Please continue.
know. So basically, she's filing for divorce, and there's just this whole drama. 2 wives are going back and forth on social media. And this is why you need to stick to one partner. The end.
The end. But I want to know, do you think they have a prenup? Because Akon is worth a pretty penny. You know, Akon first signed Lady Gaga. He was the first one to sign Lady Gaga. So when Lady Gaga blew, a lot of that money was obviously going to Akon.
Yeah, and also he had a run. He had a good run with all his music.
Doesn't he have a gazillion features? Remember there was one time that, I think it was it like in the mid-2000s or something, that you could not listen to the radio without listening to Akon, being featured on the song.
Yeah, he was very, very, out there. Shout out to him. If you're ever in Nigeria, stop by this show.
After you called him Akon Boom Boom Pow.
He'll be okay. If he's angry about that, then
I know it's Ali glutathione or something.
Ali glutathione. You know what? Let's actually
quickly Google it. I will apologize for getting it wrong.
It'll be all right. Real name, after all. Alion.
Yes.
Damala Badara Akon Thiam.
You know what I did? I joined the Ali. What was the second name?
Alion.
Yes, Aliun and the
Damala.
Yes, that's
Badara
okay.
Akon Thiam.
Okay. Anyways, please come on our show. All right. So next.
God damn it.
Oh my! Does it sound like we've been begging people to come? You know what? If you like, don't come. It's fine. But if you want to, it's okay too. All right. So I saw this clip with Funke Bakna, and she was talking about an event that she had. And remember when she was on our show?
She was great.
She was fantastic. So she basically said that she was doing an event. It wasn't a wedding. And the person that she was doing the event for had basically kind of just given her she said, okay, this is the kind of budget that we'd need. So the person gave her I guess,
lump sum.
Yes, the money in advance. And they did the event, and then she realized that they had some money left. And then she was like, okay, well, we didn't finish using the money, so I'm going to return it. And people were like, she said the person's friends were like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to return the money?
What kind of friends are those?
Because he has money, yeah. He had already signed it off.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like it's because what if he finds out later?
I haven't even told you the amount.
How much?
It was 50 million naira.
I know. As tempting as it was to keep that money, because 50 million naira can do you a decent wedding even now. And I'm sure this was a while back, when our currency had more, value. I feel like you should return it. Even though, yes, I probably will stay awake at night like, oh my God, did he dash her the money?
I don't know. She didn't say. But I was honestly, you'd just be like, okay, it's not my money. You'd be that.
I would feel bad because if the thing should... think about it. On one hand, it's great to have 50M change to play with. On the other hand, if the gist should come out, it could ruin everything that you have worked for.
And you could actually end up losing that person as a customer.
Yeah, and other people. So at the end of the day, also think of integrity. Everybody loves money. But at the end of the... she's not small. That's probably the top, if not one of the top event planners on the continent. So imagine her being shamed and they call her out and they call you. See, I think that there's very few things that can piss me off. Like if somebody should call you a thief. I don't know, maybe to other people there are other labels, but to be called somebody with no integrity or a thief is a heavy stain to me. So I will give the money back, even though it will pain me. But I'll give you.
I wanted you to say that it would pain you.
Yeah, it would definitely pain me.
That 50 mil, woof. I would probably I'd sleep on it for like a day or two.
I won't even be able to sleep. I'll be like,
No, as in before I make my decision, I'll just be like, I'll be God, are you blessing me? Are you blessing me, or do you want me to return the money? And then I'd get scared because I'd think, okay, what if I spend it? And the guy is now like, oh, actually, I just realized that, and I'll be like, what? You said what?
Do you ever want to do something, just people doing some wild things, and then you want to do something, and you think to yourself, that's what I will now do is this, me, they will now catch.
You know what? I've always felt that way about drugs. Honestly, I know this is like a jump, but
God,
honestly,
I beg, what?
No, I'm telling you, and we've had this conversation before. Ethan,
okay.
Oh no! I mean taking drugs. I have not got the liver to sell drugs. If I was part of as much as I loved watching Pablo Escobar and everything, if I was part of a drugs cartel, I would be the first person to sing. I'd be like, it's him, her, body.
No, but I feel that way about sex work. When I say sex work, I don't mean...
What?
Yeah. Now, let me explain.
You were eyeing at me saying drugs.
No, wait.
Okay,
when I say sex work, people who do runs don't consider themselves sex workers. But you are sex workers. You are prostitutes. Own it. So, and there's been many opportunities, especially being in the industry that we're in. You meet so many powerful people that could change your life. All you have to do is go behind closed doors. It's me. They will now, the day I decide to do that such nonsense, they will now catch me. So I'm just like,
How they catch you? How?
What do you mean how they catch you? Somebody will see you. No. Like that. And there's been so many opportunities. I'm just like, the Lord God, You know that if I venture into this thing now, you wake up one day, exposed. This one is the mistress of this one.
That's how maybe the person's phone gets stolen. And then your ass is everywhere. No, I was talking about taking drugs. I used to work. I mean, when I was in London, I worked at. Should I say
the entertainment industry?
Yes, I worked in the entertainment industry, and it was crazy. And there were times when I have. Wait, sorry. How far can we go? Okay, so there are times when I've actually been offered stuff. I remember going to a party and
stuff like biscuit sweets.
No,
Capri Sun?
Powder.
Okay.
There was this time somebody invited me to a party. I went with her and I was just like, okay, this is cool. And literally there was a guy with a tray and he walked around and he got to us and his words were, "Can I interest you in a bit of cocaine?" I promise you. And I was
You've
like...
You've actually told this story, but every time you tell it, I'm just like,
no,
what?
He
that
literally
is wild.
had a tray and then people were like, "Oh, don't mind if I do." And I'm just there like, I'm literally just there. And then the person that I was with, she actually did a line. And then, you know, when they're like, do it. And I was just like...
Do what? It's you that your head will now not be correct. No.
My biggest fear, as much as I like to think I'm adventurous and everything, my biggest fear is that I will try something and then that's the day I find out that I'm allergic to cocaine. I'm allergic to and then they'll not be like, "Call your mom." I'm like, no. So I've always been scared that, you know, something like that will happen and then they'll be like, "Oh, that doesn't usually happen."
That's not been my whatever. So I'm just like,
I've always. All right, so we have got a special guest that we'll be talking to in a short while.
We haven't seen her in a while.
Yes, we haven't seen her in a while. Yeah. Okay, so make sure you stick around. We'll be talking to her in just a few moments.
Progress no dey happen just like that. It dey come from support when you need am.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Na Moniepoint.
Moniepoint, thank you.
Customer, na transfer, abi? Confirm.
Bro, na transfer.
Na Moniepoint, oga. Oh, na confirm.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land as Sure Banker. Progress na small wind wey dey carry person go far.
No worry, yourself go make am. Mo go buy ball.
Victor, even you they use Moniepoint?
Of course now, they use Moniepoint.
Confirm.
Moniepoint, made for your progress.
Our guest is here. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Seyi Shay.
And
welcome.
We're all color coordinated.
I know.
I was just saying we have an affinity though. They don't know how far back
we go. We go way back.
To way back into
back.
time.
Like I literally remember when I met you. This was even before your first single. It was me, Kumbi, at some hotel in VI, and we're discussing. I think you were trying to discuss like where your style direction would go. You were discussing it and all that. I remember that. And then you were. I think at that time you had just cut your hair, or you were planning to do. You know how Rihanna had the short hair thing that time.
Yes.
That was kind of the direction you were planning to go, and then she came out with it, and you didn't want to look like a copycat
again.
Yeah, I remember that. So welcome.
Girl, you know me so well.
Yeah. Welcome. It's so great to have you here. We've both interviewed you.
Yes.
And then you
several times.
You ghosted us. You just went off.
No, I didn't.
But anyway, you're back now.
I'm back, girl.
We did launch last year.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, but you're back now. What's been going on?
It wasn't last year. It was this year.
It was this year?
Yeah, it was earlier this year.
Stop
I've been to Lagos like 4 times already this year, but this trip is particularly different.
Okay.
So you don't live here anymore?
I have a house here, so I have to make sure, it's all still standing. So I come back, I come and go. But this trip is particularly different, yeah.
Why is it?
Because, I'm open for business.
Good. I love it.
And we've just been like reintegrating and catching up with old friends like you guys. And the Beat FM party was such a great place to, everybody was in the same place at once. So it was
great.
like, okay, this is easy. I don't have to,
meet different people
at different times. Yeah.
So where did you go?
I went to have my baby. I didn't want to. First of all, I didn't want to have her here, but then I didn't want.
So beautiful.
Thank you.
So gorgeous.
And
so smart.
Thank you. Because you're so beautiful. Every time I see you on this show, or anywhere really, I'm just like, Tools, how is she doing this? All the children. Me, I've only got one. If I try any of her, I'll just break down.
Hey,
Do you want to have more?
Let me not open my
do.
belly for you.
I do.
Let me not show you my belly, man, because
but girl,
those boys did a number on my belly,
I
man.
can imagine.
Oof.
That's what I'm. Well, this is what I'm saying. Like you were like, oh, you're
They did not do any
snapback.
number on anybody.
No, because I've only had one.
Okay.
You can imagine if I have more, then I start to now decapitate.
But no
and
biggie,
start.
no
fine.
biggie. You have your baby, 3 or 4 months, and then you go to America, whatever,
And snip it all off.
and
Yeah.
just,
It's
suck
true,
it
Sha.
right
That's
there.
what they're doing. But for me, honestly, it was yoga and Pilates. Like, I don't miss morning and night sessions.
She's one of those natural ones.
I am, actually. I will not lie.
It's just because I don't have the liver right now. I've said this many times, right? When I'm
That's-
ready for you guys,
Oh, God.
Lagos will not be able to handle this.
I think that you're already there, to be fair.
No. When I'm ready to take out like my baby belly and stuff, and
They're
then
gonna be
suck
giving
out
us
all of
bikini.
this, they will have a problem with me at my kids' school.
I feel like
They will send an
Tools
email saying, please.
wants to have like twins.
You want to have more?
I wanted to have about 5.
Yeah.
God, that big.
Yeah.
But,
My sister has 5,
But I
don't know.
think that ship has sailed.
I can never go back.
How many kids do you have?
One. And I want
what you
that's
say.
That's
Yeah,
it.
you and I are
closed for
closed.
business.
Really?
Closed, never
Why
again.
though?
I know. It's
You know, the more you say that, there's a good chance you have like an accidental.
That's it.
No. Closed for business. We're never doing it again. I love her and I'm going to use all my energy to raise her. And that's it. In this economy.
Yeah.
But let's not get into that.
No, it's
Girl,
wild.
let's talk about you.
It is wild though. You're right.
yeah.
It's so expensive.
Very.
School, clothes, and she goes to a private nursery in the UK. It's not a joke. But
Did you guys know that apparently, according to like recent reports, it's more expensive to have a daughter than a son? Yeah, like it's a good. I think. Oh gosh, was it $30,000 more? I think. But yeah, they found out that it's actually more expensive to have a daughter.
And is there a reason why?
I mean, the clothes, the hair.
the hair.
Forget about even money. Think of also time. Every 2 weeks, we're in the salon for 5 hours.
Bar beats now. Bar beats.
Her hair is past her shoulders.
Yeah,
I
no.
cannot.
No, Issa's hair is still like
it's here.
Jaga, so
There's
I'm
no
good.
way.
What did you just say?
So what did you say?
Issa's hair is still jaga, so I don't have that issue.
It's not
You
jaga,
know?
jaga,
I just pack it
Joe.
up, put some edge control.
It's not jaga,
and
jaga.
it's all good. But no, it's expensive. It has been expensive, but thank God for His grace. I have been, as soon as she came out of me, like 8 months after that, I was booking shows and tours in Europe and in the UK. So I was getting paid. And then over the past 3 years, I've been working on a couple of artists' projects behind the scenes. And so I've been getting commissioned for that. And also,
lovely.
exactly. And then working on, and then obviously, royalties and, building my brand up, widening it. So it's not just about music, right? But God's been good, and Issa's dad is really supportive. So it's all, I can't really complain.
I like it that you mentioned that. So you also remind people and even artists that it's not just when you have a project of your own that you can work. You can work on other artists' projects in terms of writing, producing, whatever it is that, and then you can also still earn.
Yeah.
So even while you're not active, meaning in terms
There's
of
other
you
things
have
to
there's
do.
other
Like
things
being
you
on
There's
can
other
stage
things
and
to
everything,
do. Yeah,
like
yeah.
songwriting, so many different things.
But I mean, I did tour Europe and I did tour the UK, and I took Issa along.
Okay.
And luckily, my cousin, who's also my best friend, she works remotely.
Yeah.
So she would come with me to every single show.
help, yeah.
And then she would stay in the hotel room with
her.
Issa.
Yeah.
So it just, things have just fallen into place. Like I haven't had to really stress or worry because I, went into like a serious episode of like really just seeking God and praying relentlessly. And I know that that's the reason why these past 3 years has been easier than I thought it would be. Yeah, so then.
Okay.
Wow.
Love it.
So you mentioned her dad. Are you guys still together or you're not together anymore?
Oh, it's complicated, girl. It's complicated. I mean, unfortunately, it didn't work out the way I would have liked it to.
Do we need to fight?
Maybe like
Mobilize
a year ago.
Yes, mobilize.
A year
boys.
ago, we would have
Okay.
had to mobilize.
But now you guys are
But now we're
co-parenting
looking
well.
at the bigger picture, which is Issa, right? So I didn't grow up with my dad. He didn't grow up with his. And we were like, you know what? And it was just like, we don't want that to be the case for her because we know the damage and the
does,
trauma
yeah.
that it has left both of us, which is also one of the reasons why we're not even together, right?
Okay.
Not just because of guy stuff.
Okay.
And emotional stuff and all this stuff.
Are you sure you don't want us to fight?
Girl, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna hit
Okay,
you up.
okay.
Because he might start, he might try and no, I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, no. So yeah, so we just wanted that to not be the case for her,
I love it. I love that. Do you think that motherhood has changed you in a way?
Extreme.
Feel free.
Do you know why
Everybody's
I'm happy
story
I'm here?
is different.
You know why I'm happy I'm here? I've done a couple of interviews, but no, I knew this was going to be different because both of you are mothers.
Yeah.
We're all around the same age group and we've known each other for over 10 years, like personally as well, So I knew it was going to be something that I wouldn't have to over-explain. So when you ask me that question, you already know the answer.
Hey, I want you to answer.
How has it changed you?
It's made me more selfless. I think as an artist, I'm not speaking for all, but really I am. We are extremely selfish people. You understand?
I think you actually have to be selfish.
Yes,
to kind
I
of be in
think that
this
anybody that
industry,
wants uber success
Yeah.
has to be extremely selfish because often you have to kind of like sacrifice or just sort of like say, you know what, I'm going to choose me instead of my mama, so that I can get to where I need to get to, so then I can now help everybody else. And so that's selfishness at the end of the day, but it's still, it's a smart selfishness, but I am no longer that person that is kind of just living for myself anymore. And it's made me very patient.
Oh. Ha.
The patience. Oh, God.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
And guess what? There's still levels to that.
Oh,
patience.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because
When it's
sometimes
that-
I will knock your head if you don't be, and because she's so mature for her age and we're having like full conversations, I find it hard sometimes to just be like, oh, she's just a baby. I forget that she's actually just a baby.
These
They're
new
not just
ones,
babies.
don't
They're
look
weird,
at them like
They're
like
weird,
that. They will challenge you.
Very much so.
These COVID babies. Mine yesterday literally did a mood board. Like she drew with pencil and paper. Her birthday is in January. We're in September. And she basically said, this is how I want my birthday to be.
Wow.
And she drew it. She drew the what's it called? The decorations that I wanted on every wall. I want the tables and chairs to be like this.
How old is she?
She's 4.
4.
I want my gifts to be like, she said, my hairstyle is going to be like this. One
Egbami.
shuku shaker hairstyle like this.
Egbami.
She drew everything. I'm not joking. I was like, okay.
I hope you're getting ready. I hope you're planning that party.
But guess what? At least I have this energy for this one. I could not do it. And I praise
Again,
those of you who have more than one.
That's what I was thinking.
But I can't do this for somebody else.
Another one.
Like, it's
and then
so
another
much
one.
work.
And it's just going to be like, there's no...
Like,
Well,
okay, I'm
how
trying
was
to...
it for you?
For me, because everybody says, when you go from 1 to 2, I actually liked when I went from 1 to 2 because my first son had a playmate. So rather than just constantly just watching him and, because there was nobody else he could play with, now I could, put both of them in a room and they fight and everything, but they just have each other. No, when you have to, they fight.
Yeah, I heard.
They fight from my kids can sometimes fight from 5:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's when you start.
In the early morning.
But how do you deal with that fighting? Do you separate them, shout, or ignore them?
I've realized that it's very normal, number one, and it's kind of like how they relate, because I used to get upset. I used to get very upset, like, why are you guys fighting? Stop fighting. And they look at me and they're like, why are you fussing?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we'll be fine. They literally have said to me, oh, don't worry, we're going to be fine. So as long as it doesn't get too violent, I'm like, fine. And then my second son can be the instigator sometimes. Actually, they do that to each other. So I always try and make sure it's a level. So if you hit this one, I let the other one get like a,
Smack in. Okay.
yeah. They're going to be they're boys. So it's going to be very, very difficult for me to have a no contact.
Yeah, no,
So
for sure.
sometimes I'm like, okay, as long as there's no blood, okay, go for it.
Go
have
ahead.
fun.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about, before we move on from baby stuff, let's talk about the actual bringing her into this world. Was it traumatic?
It was, It was traumatic because, okay, It was traumatic because I was in labor for like 20 hours. And I know that for some people, that's nothing, right? I've seen people
And you want to do this again.
right? I've seen some people, but guess what? Like, I think because I'm a bit of a drama queen, I was doing things like rolling on the floor, pulling the nurse's neck. I pulled her neck and I grabbed it, and she was so kind and patient, and she was lovely. But then you know what? As soon as I pushed once, pushed twice, pushed 3 times, she was out. It was 6 minutes.
Oh,
so
wow.
20 hours and 6 minutes. So it was, it was I think it was just more dramatic than in my mind than it was in reality. But yeah, but the labor part, you guys know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That part. How long was yours?
So I have...
Oh, God, you have 3. How long was yours?
C-sections.
But
yeah.
All 3 of them?
No, I've got 2.
You've only got 2. Sorry. Okay, sorry.
So, C-sections.
That stuff is painful.
C-section is obviously you're numbed and everything, but let me tell you what I did, what nobody told me. So, after the baby comes and everything, your womb starts to contract. When your womb starts to contract and you've had a C-section, it's literally like, they cut, I think it's 7 layers.
7 layers.
So it basically feels like somebody is trying to open
stop.
that wound, like all 7, and you're just there. And I remember when it happened, nobody told me, and that's one of the things that I really just wish. I was like, why didn't somebody tell me?
But you
that
did
would
it
be
twice though, same C-section.
I mean, so
again.
then I just the second time I just made sure that they'd up my painkillers. the first time it happened, I remember my aunt had just come in to see my son and everything, and she was trying to talk to me, and I'm just like, shut up.
Yeah,
the pain was ridiculous.
That sounds diabolical.
I don't know if they do this in the UK, but they make you stand up that very day. In Nigeria, so they've cut you. Now think about it. They've cut 1 layer. They've cut you into 7, and sometimes they have to move some organs around.
No,
and then arrange the organs back. Then so, and then they now tell you a couple of hours later, okay, get up. So you are here like a folded piece of paper, like
But why did they do that? Is it like, did you have an epidural?
They said I did. I had an epidural, but they said it makes you heal faster when you move. So so she was born in the morning. By 4, 5, they were like,
walking.
okay, it's time for you to get up. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And note that this was the second time they were doing this, because I had to get cut open to remove fibroids like a year before or thereabout. Yeah. So all that, like, that is to say, I will never do it again.
I'm generally a bad patient. So I'm the ones that, as soon as you sew me up, I'm like, yeah, I want to go home. So when as soon as my legs started working, so I remember lying there and I was like trying to wiggle my toes, and it wasn't working.
You can't feel
and
it,
then the minute I could wiggle my toes, I tried to get out of bed. Like I was already like, let me get out of bed. And then for my second son, he came out with, it's called, what is it? It's Vernix.
What is
it?
that?
Vernix. It's Vernix, I think. You know when babies come out and they have like that white stuff?
Yeah.
And I didn't like it. So I told the nurses, can you just like go wash him and stuff?
And normally they wipe the baby down.
Yeah. And they were like, no. So I was just like, okay. So literally, I just remember sitting there and I was like wiggling my toes, trying to wiggle my toes, and it didn't work. This is my COVID baby.
Okay.
And then the minute my toes started, I could wiggle my toes, and I just tried to get out of bed. I was like, okay. I went to the bathroom and I got like a little bowl. I got like a little bowl. I had like a washcloth and everything. And I just, did put some water, everything. I came out and I cleaned him. Yeah. And they came and they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, you guys wouldn't clean him. So I cleaned my baby. Yeah. And that was literally like,
it was the same for me actually in the UK. They just wiped her a little bit, and then after a couple of days, I was just looking at her with, I was like, she's still got stuff on her, and they're not, and so I just got, raw coconut oil that they get from Nigeria, raw, and I just used cotton buds, and I just used it to clean her whole body, because they say that you're not supposed to put water on them
so
for a few weeks after. But
really?
I used coconut oil.
They showered for her right there on the spot.
Are you serious?
And I was like, hello, mister, follow them so they not switch my child. That was another thing. So they showered for her, and then when we got home, they did the traditional Nigerian mommy bath.
Yes,
where they would do like
Popcorn.
Are you supposed to do that? Like, are you supposed to give it like about a week or so before?
It was
you do
about
that?
a
Maybe it was about a week.
Okay.
I was in hospital for 10 days afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, let's stop talking about this
Anyway,
pregnancy
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, before
Guess we
people,
these guys
before
are
people,
sleeping.
like, lose their
The
minds
guys
and
are like, what's
everything,
going on?
It wasn't. We didn't like use concon, and it was like a gentle wipe. Anyhow, so you've been out. You took a little bit of a break. What has been the biggest change that you've noticed in the industry since you came back
to Nigeria?
The biggest change. So the great thing about so I want to say isolation, and I know that is not necessarily like a good word for a lot of people. Some people are like, oh, isolation is bad. For me, brilliant. Best 3 years of my life. But we'll get there. I have been able to be a consumer.
Okay.
So it has been just like discovering new artists, playlists, finding out what sound I really like and what I don't really like, looking at what people are doing well and what I think they're not doing so well. Like just literally being a consumer, a fan. And it has been incredible because now I know that the music I now have ready is really the right music.
Okay.
Yeah. It's me, it's mine, it's original, it's authentic. But it is, and it's fresh, right?
Okay.
So I've been able to put a lot of thought into my project and be actually very happy with it. So it's been great. Doom scrolling and all these normal things that people normally do, like, right, as when they're not. And I just feel like the biggest change I've noticed is how experimental artists are becoming, like I remember, obviously I was doing a lot of really experimental stuff back when I started, and Nigerians just didn't, most did, you guys did, most did, but some were just like,
I don't get it.
I don't get it, I remember videos like Mary and Irawo and a couple of other videos.
Baby, what was that song now? The one,
Murder.
The one
Murder was still quite normal.
Where you were on the wall.
Crazy. Oh my goodness. I got so much stick for Crazy, even though Wizkid was in it, so they were still like, this is a bit wild. And then Mary with Fino was like, that's when I was in the Illuminati. That's when I joined the Illuminati. That's when it was official. Do you understand? I was Illuminati member. So, but for me now, I'm seeing Rema, I'm seeing all these guys doing stuff that makes them look like they're in the 33rd degree. So I'm like,
Rema on stage, I'm like, it's a little dark.
Yeah, it is. But it's I still like the fact that it is, different. It's fresh. It's experimental. I mean, obviously the set designers, his stylists, and all those. They come from a different kind of culture and background, right? So they're kind of putting their own ideas and the imaginations onto him, but it works, right? Because he's kind of carrying it very well. But if I would have done that, like, which I kind of did try and do something like that in Mary, it was like, hey, and also,
forces.
and I've also seen a lot more females be more sort of daring and a lot more, just embracing their sexuality, their bodies, and just kind of
the things that you were dragged for. Yeah, I feel like there's a shift. The little things that you were dragged for years ago
is now being celebrated.
Yeah, or is now accepted, or people don't look at it as a big deal anymore.
Yeah.
So we spoke about this a few episodes ago when we had our music episode, and we were talking about the difference between how male artists and female artists are treated, and we had our opinions. But you, as a Nigerian female artist, do you feel that the public are generally harsher when it comes to putting judgment on female artists than male artists? For example, now, do you feel like under pressure to always look like put together, hair done, makeup done, everything?
I think for the Nigerian audience, yes. Yes. For the Nigerian audience, yes. But for like diaspora or like a Western audience, I think you just have to pick what your style is. And if it's like natural, boho, urban, no makeup, no hair. Sometimes, like, you imagine someone coming out with no hair, like a skinhead, and saying she wants to sing in Nigeria. It would be like a horror show, right?
They'll ask if you have problems.
They would say, hey. So, it just depends on like what you've decided to let your brand say, right? But in Nigeria, yes, it would be an issue if you weren't like always put together. I think until someone comes and breaks that cycle.
And do you think female artists are judged harsher than male artists?
Yeah, definitely.
Me, I think
it's
so.
always been the case, though,
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
So it's something that you've just become accustomed to, something you're just used to.
So it's relative, yeah, because you're asking if female artists get the stick more than guys do based on their appearance or what they say or how they perform or how they sound, right? So, and then there's the other side, which is like, can females be like themselves and still get like, criticized? Yes. The short answer.
Okay. So one thing that I've also realized is, I think they do this across the board, but I find that this happens a bit more with female artists when they pit you against each other. I think that happens quite a bit. Like, for example, now, I'm going to ask you about this. You and Tiwa publicly, like had a falling out, but what was the actual genesis of that? Because I have a theory of your
the thing at the salon.
Feud.
Okay.
I have a theory that it was a lot of just people pitting you against each other.
100%.
Oh, really? Okay, break it down.
100%. I feel that.
Break it down.
No. I'm saying I don't see. Look, for sure, there were people that were talking shit to me like back then. Some of them, a lot of them, none of them I speak to anymore. But there would be certain people that would say, "Oh, just saying things that would kind of like try and create a reaction, But like initially, like back when I first came, I thought that we were cool, right? You remember now, we went to her wedding together and I sang at her wedding. And then there was that whole boat thing afterwards. And then some people had to get off the boat and, you came with me. We got on that little tiny boat and we kind of left. And I still didn't think anything then. To me, it was like, okay, cool, let's, I wasn't feeling very well anyway. So, but for me, it was like, we were good. We were friends, And then one day I just woke up and all of a sudden we were enemies. Literally.
Really?
Literally. I racked my brains. And of course, that breeds animosity and all kinds of things. Like for me, now I'm feeling like, you know what? Okay. But I still kind of just continue to do my thing. But then and then I started to get dragged a lot online. I started to get dragged a lot for everything I was doing. I guess myself, I caused some of it too, maybe saying the wrong things and expecting a particular audience to kind of get it.
Okay.
Yeah. And they didn't. But, I really didn't get it. And so, the salon thing there. And I've promised myself I'm never going to speak about this again because she's not here to defend herself. And actually, we're cool now, I think. I know. We're following each other on Instagram now. So we've blocked each other for about 7 years.
Before?
We blocked each other.
Okay.
And then
who unblocked
she unblocked me first. And then I started following her first because I guess we're both grown now.
Have there been any words spoken, any conversation? Any
Not yet. But hopefully we will do. I think we've just, like for me anyway, I just realized that like my life is so much fuller now. I don't have to seek validation or seek like anything other than, what I'm here to do, which is be a great mother and a great inspiration to a certain generation of people with the talent that God has given me. Like everything else is just irrelevant, And I do think about the past and I do wonder, like why it had to go the way it did.
Yeah.
And I honestly didn't know what the real reason why we stopped talking to each other, besides what you said, like people pitting us against each other, until should I say it?
Feel free.
Until a young lady that I had hired as a PA. I think I told you this actually.
I don't know this story.
No, you don't. But she's the one that
TikTok kids.
Come on, get our way.
She's
but because it hurts so bad. A young lady I had hired to be my PA back then when Didi was still managing me.
Yeah.
Hi, Didi. Hi, baby. Love you. Turns out, so when I was just about to give birth to Issa, you know, after the whole salon experience, it trended all over the world. I didn't even realize it was that big, but that's probably why I had a nervous breakdown actually, and I did. But I moved to London to have my daughter, and I saw this girl, someone I'd not seen in about 7 years almost. And she was and yes, I went to the club pregnant. And so anyway, I saw her at the club, and she was like, Shay, I need to talk to you. And she was like, okay, cool. And then she hit me up on Instagram, sent me her number. We met out for lunch because we hadn't seen each other in so long. She was my PA. Me, her, and Didi were like this. Do you understand? We used to travel everywhere together, post things on Instagram, everything. Anyway, turns out we sat down, you know, to eat, and she was like, I saw what happened and I'm really sorry. It's very detrimental to your career and I feel like I'm the cause of it. Let me just take off my glasses so you can hear me very well. I said, what do you mean, you know? And I was saying to her, no, I'm over it now. I'm trying to focus on this, my baby, everything. Yeah, she was like, no, Shay, I need to talk to you. And her name, I'm not going to say her name, but those in the industry that know her obviously know that she was around me then. So there's some people that might watch this and be like, oh my God, I know who she's talking about. Anyway, so she says, I think it's my fault. So anyway, cut a long story short, turns out the girl was having an affair with my girl's husband. And I didn't even know. I'm the only one.
T-bills?
Boy. So, yeah. Anyway, and I
know you've given me dishes, but I think I forgot. Mommy brain, sorry.
Yeah.
Shit.
No.
Okay, continue.
Yeah. Go on.
So she told me all of that. I mean, must have been true. I don't think she would have said something like that as a joke or a lie. You know, on one side, I was relieved because then I now knew that, okay, at least I know what could possibly be the cause. Because it might not just be this. It might be other reasons, like people pitting us against each other. You know, maybe I've said something, you know, not thinking, because I was very unconscious back then, you know. Or maybe I did something to her. I can't really, you know, I thought it was all about the fuck you challenge, you know, the Kiss Daniels F you challenge, which I didn't do until after the beef had gone so deep that I was just like, you know what, bruh, you know. But when she told me this, I was disgusted. It was just so, I couldn't eat. Me that I was so hungry, being pregnant, I couldn't even eat. So I stopped eating. She starts crying. She said, I'm sorry.
Why is she crying?
Sorry because of the video that she saw. She just felt like it was so damaging to me and that she didn't tell me back then. And we were rolling together, traveling together, posting Instagrams together, kissing, hugging up on each other. Meanwhile, the person
probably thought you knew about it.
I knew about it.
Of it.
And in support of it.
I get it.
And you can just imagine the anger.
Yeah.
Because why would you do that? Like, I'm so upset. Like, even when I think about it now, I just think to myself, who fucking does that shit?
No,
right?
I think.
No, I don't even need that. I'm just saying, like, it's so painful. And if that was me, I would have probably felt and done worse.
You would have made a phone call?
I probably would have made a phone call. No, I wouldn't have, because that's a very, very embarrassing thing, you know? And so just to think about all the pain and stuff that women already go through, especially that whole thing. And then, you know, even me, I've gone through some, you know, messed up shit when it comes to guys and men and stuff. So it's very painful. And obviously I've done a lot of inner work. I've released it all. I'm not dwelling on that anymore.
You know what I think? Thank you. Do you know what I think?
I'm so angry at her. Well, not anymore, but I was.
Person,
you know. Anyway, I just got up and I left her there, and she was calling me, and I just blocked her because I was disgusted. And then I called Didi, and it was just like everybody. It was just crazy. And but you know, like I said to you, on one side it was a relief because finally I could like understand.
Like, this is what able to point.
There was closure in my mind, in my life, and even if that wasn't the reason, you know, it's.
Do you know what I think?
Crazy.
I think that both of you, when the time is right, both of you should just like go grab lunch or grab some coffee.
Somewhere away from the public glare, away from cameras, and just talk it out and stuff.
Because it's not easy. I remember when both of you, you know, were putting out like music, like, should I say your, first few singles. And it was weird because people would be like, oh my gosh, they look alike. And I'm like, they don't. They're both slim and,
dark skin
and
doesn't mean that they look like.
It almost felt like there's certain people that felt there should only be room for one. And I'm like, no, they actually...
No, but that's how a lot of people are now. Yeah, I mean,
and that's how
we are very sentimental people. At the end of the day, she came on the scene before me, and I respect her 100%. I love her music. I always have. But
you guys had the same producer at one point, right?
A guy that was the same guy produced different. He produced Right Now for me, and he produced another song, and those songs sound nothing alike. So it's like,
at all.
But but yeah. So yeah, it was just a lot of people just talking, saying stuff, and the people know who they are because, and maybe if they watch this, they probably won't remember, because people that do messed up shit, they always forget.
I also think that it's also a lesson for artists, whether male or female, because I've seen people try to do the same thing with Arya Starr and Thames. And I think it was last year or 2 years ago where they were in a house in LA and they were swimming together. So it was kind of like, you need to stop this nonsense.
I love the Dirty December when they were partying together.
Yes, and then Tyra was here. What's her name? Tyler. Yes, Tyler was here. And now I see people trying to do it with Tyler and Arya Starr. I'm like, you guys need to stop this nonsense. Same thing with, male artists.
I think it's just normal though, like, because, fans are very sentimental. And what my thing is, it's not the fans, guys. It's the people in the industry.
Oh, yeah.
It is not the fans. It is the people that work with me, work with her, work with this one, work with that one. They are the ones. It is not they're the ones that started the drama. And I promise you, the fans doing it, normal. Like, I have been forced to pick between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj.
No, I like them both.
No, but I have been forced to pick based on tiny detail. Because I like them both so much, I had to find some tiny little things that
I don't think you have to pick. I feel like you can like them. Remember one time, I just remember the story that happened to you.
My point is this, it's not the fans that worry me, that bother me. It's the people that we work with.
There was a stylist that you said worked with you. Yeah. And he took you to the red carpet of an award ceremony or something. And then you said hello to someone. And then the person turned away to continue taking pictures. And then the stylist goes, oh my God, did you see the dirty look she gave you?
Yeah.
And I was just like,
crazy.
why would you?
I remember now. Because I was about to be like, which story is going to be good?
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's happened to me before.
No, but it was something that I did not notice. It's something that I did not notice. And I didn't feel, for me, I felt we're both on red carpet. Red carpet, people are saying, oh, interview here, come and do this, come and do that. So she said hi. It wasn't like she ignored me. She said hi, but she went back to what she was doing.
Who is this person?
No need.
Okay.
And it was fine. But then I'm just hearing oh my God, did you see? And I was like, she did? And then I literally was just like, okay, I know what you're doing. So,
And I bet you she didn't even look at you any type of way.
I didn't, So I do get that in this industry, there are people that I don't know why. That's the thing, because I don't know what they gain from it. I've been in this situation where somebody that was very, very close to, in the industry as well, somebody said to me, oh, I'm sure like she feels this way about you and that way. And I was just like, why would you say that? You know me and this person are close. Why would you come to me and feel it's okay to say, these things? So I can understand. And I think it's unfortunate that, this does happen. And I just don't understand like the motivation behind it. Like, why do you want to see these people feud? Why do you want to see that?
Well, because like I said to you, when
it's not like it's putting money in your pocket.
If you're referring to the people that work behind the scenes in the industry and stuff, I don't know. Maybe they feel like they're going to get some kind of like some reward or what. I don't even know. I don't even care. When it comes to the fans, I get it, right? It's normal. Do you understand? Because there's different music for different people. Do you get what I'm saying? So like some people love Prince, some people love Michael Jackson. Yeah. Do you understand? And then if any small thing sparks between the two of them, you're going to start to see the fans going head toe to toe online. As great as they both are. Do you get what I'm saying?
As a grown person, you should have better things.
We're talking about consumers. We're talking about people that troll. We're talking about people that have nothing else to do with their lives. We're talking about people that, anyway, I don't want to, go on too much about it because, like I said, I hope that, this doesn't also cause some kind of problems, but I'm just speaking my truth. And I think that just in case I never get to say my my part
piece,
and
yeah,
say
this
what I discovered, then at least
I love it.
you guys are my girls. And
Come to offer to
Thank
speak
you.
your truth. I'm doing an announcement. Come to offer to speak your truth. Yes.
you should just have your. You should be like the Oprah.
But okay,
I'm so unserious.
what about what's moving forward? What are you up to? Is there a project coming? A single? I'm looking forward to seeing you perform on stage again because I particularly loved your stage performances. At one time, I believed that you were the best female performer in this country, period, because you gave it everything. So when are you coming back?
Like I said, I'm open for business. So, my dear. So I spent just over a year and a half making an album, which we ended up scrapping and then restarting.
Why did you scrap it?
We scrapped it because the executive producer was like, I hate it.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
And I was like, okay, we just spent like 12 grand, in just like in 4 days, But you see, it doesn't take 4 days to make great work. And so he had a point, and it didn't really sound as good as I think, as what I have now sounds. And so what we did was we went back to the drawing board, and I flew between Los Angeles and London quite a few times with my handbag, my baby, and made the music, man. And we came up with what is very, let me just say, very dope and very me.
Okay. Is it out this year?
No.
Okay.
First quarter of next year.
Okay.
I do have a song with somebody that I'd love to break it to you, but I can't. And everybody's kind of debating, plus the people that have to clear it, plus whether we should kind of put it out the end of this year. Nigerian person, yes. Whether we should put it, but it still has to be cleared because the person is quite, influential. And I think that we're debating, can we put it out the end of this year or should we just wait till next year? So you might get something.
You
may get something.
Maybe
It's not
December.
It's not up to me. But definitely my project next year, early next year. I can't give you a date.
What does it sound like? Is it hip hop? Is it R&B?
It's what you know
rock?
me for.
Is it
It's
good?
pop R&B. That's all it is. That's all it could ever be. And I'm glad I went back to my roots because at some point I feel like I was getting a bit confused with the sound I wanted to do, and I was doing, even though I love Yolo Yolo, I was doing Yolo Yolo, I was doing Bia, I was doing different sounds and styles of music. I was experimenting, and it just, and that was probably the beginning of my confusion, actually. But yeah, so but this trip and this interview was not to promote music. It's because I'll be back to do that properly. But it was really just to kind of catch up and
glad to hear
speak on
from
the
you.
truth and speak of how God has been good to me. And I'm just so happy to be back. And
We're
here.
happy you're back.
Absolutely. We can't wait to
great
hear this
from you.
This from this new project, and of course this
No,
song
definitely people are
that's hopefully gonna drop soon.
the time is now. I think you see then I was probably a bit too ahead sound wise and performance wise. All these elements were very, very like way out there, but the people that got it, they're the ones that made me Seyi Shay who I am. People that didn't get it are now there now. Like are now ready for it. So ready for that sound, ready for the everything that I'm about to bring. So yeah.
Okay.
Thank God.
Thank you so much for stopping
you.
by. Thank you for being so open.
Yes.
Thank you actually for being so open. It's refreshing.
Don't twist my words, oh. I don't want to say any editing.
We would never do that.
No, you've known us for so long.
We would never.
For too long. We would never do that. But thank you for being very open. It's actually quite refreshing to just, have an interview where somebody is just, answering your questions, and it's not like, oh, let me not say this, let me not say that. And you still...
I've always been like that, though. I think just with less... less thought, less consciousness in the past. Now it's very, I'm very aware.
Yeah.
I'm not trying. I've done so much inner work. I'm not numb anymore. I'm not just going around. I'm actually there's intention behind everything, and I have got the power of God beside me and with me always. Mm-hmm. So it's I don't fear anything. I know that my truth is my truth, and so if anybody has anything negative to say about me telling my truth, not their own truth, my truth, then they're full of demons.
They got problems. Okay. Thank you so much. And best of luck with everything.
Thank you.
And just like when we said, we look forward to seeing you on stage very soon. And we look forward to seeing more of you.
Thank you, sis.
Thank you for coming.
Boom.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Welcome to Money Zone. Now, don't forget to download the Moniepoint app. Very important, whether you are a business owner or not. I'm telling you, you got to download it. Now, let me quickly tell you about what Moniepoint does. Now, progress is easier when you've got the right partner by your side. And that's exactly what Moniepoint cards are built for. They keep you moving forward, no failed payments, no unnecessary fees, just the freedom to pay for what you love anytime, anywhere. That's real progress made very, very simple. And on today's Ask Moniepoint segment, we'll be sharing simple, practical financial tips to help you make the right decisions here in Nigeria with the right partner supporting your progress. All right? There's a question here that someone sent in, and it's kind of funny. It's kind of like the sort of thing we'll discuss on like a topic of the day or even during hot tea. The question says, who is really supposed to pay when you go out on a date? I always thought it's whoever says, let's go out. But last week, a friend invited me out, then asked me to pay. I was going to until my card failed. Now she's going around saying I'm broke. Oh.
Okay. Are we supposed to answer this as well?
Well, feel free.
I think it depends on a few things. If it's the first date, I do think that the man should pay. I think if it's like a few dates in and maybe I'm the one that says, oh, let's go and do this, you know.
Yeah, you can
pay.
chip, you can pay.
Or if you're uncomfortable with that right from the get-go, I think you should, talk about halving it, like going Dutch.
Yeah. So Moniepoint says, well, they said, the unspoken rule is the inviter pays. Yeah. Everybody knows that. But it's always better to clarify before the outing to avoid drama. Listen. As for your card mishap, they said, was it really the card? Or were you really secretly hoping that she would pay? Are they shading this guy too? Now, wow. They said, but on a serious note, don't let tech embarrass you. With a Moniepoint card, you won't have to worry about failed payments. And I can testify to that. All right. It's reliable and delivered to you within 48 hours. I can testify to that. And please transfer that money back to your friend since you really did plan to pay. So basically, their whole point is get a Moniepoint card. You know how, have you ever been, even like it used to happen to me before where I'd go buy something and then they're like, you can't go because the card did not go and you're there over trying different, POS points and just like, it's just a mess. So
or when you have to like say to them, I have money in my account.
I really do.
I do have money.
There's another one. This person says, please explain why my older sister blocks me from her Netflix account. After one small argument, she even changed the password. How much is Netflix really? The funny the funny part is my card never even works on the platform. Again, they are telling you to get your own card with Moniepoint. If you had your Moniepoint card, you can play for your Netflix. So even if you fight with your sister or your brother, they cannot shakara you with Netflix password.
I don't like when people say, how much is it anyway? Then pay for it yourself. Pay for it. All right. So moral of the story is make sure you get a Moniepoint card. Make sure you download the app as well. Once again, if you're a business owner and you're currently not using Moniepoint, make sure you do because we are going to be doing Money Shout at some point.
Yes.
And that is where we're basically going to be talking about your business and doing our very best to get you way more customers. Okay. So download the Moniepoint app to find out more.
Yes, very simple. And it's basically, you get your account immediately. Just put in all the details they ask for and your account is open in minutes. So do it. I have to say, this might be one of my favorite episodes this season, but it's still too early. It's still too early. Shout out to Seyi Shay for stopping by, for being so open, for bearing her thoughts, her feelings. And we look forward to seeing great music from you. So.
Absolutely. Have a fantastic weekend and the beginning of next week. And we'll catch you next time.
Kizzies.